Saluti a tutti! It's another beautiful day in Abruzzo.
Oh, it really is. And look at the blue skies, not a cloud in the sky, and it's October.
My favourite month.
Yeah, it's a beautiful month to be in Abruzzo. And we are in Ortona, a quite large coastal town in the Chieti Province. It's got over 20,000 residents.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is big.
Yeah.
We're south of Pescara here, actually, southeast of Pescara. And in terms of like distance from Chieti, about 30 kilometres. It is rather beautiful, and this town is dominated by the 15th century Castello Aragonese.
There's a castle here. Oh, I didn't know that. Where's that? There's a good reason why there's a castle up here so high on top of these cliffs, and that's because this wonderful town Ortona has a natural port, a very big deep water natural port, which of course everybody was interested in. It was a very important thing that people wanted, and so this place had to protect it and guard it.
Exactly, and this town has got truly ancient origins, because this commercial port actually dates back to the 4th century BC.
Wow. Wow.
Ciao! So the town was first occupied by the Romans, then the Goths, then Byzantines, then the Lombardian, and then in the 11th century by the Normans, who actually apparently burnt the whole place down. It was then rebuilt with a beautiful historic centre by the Swabian Dominion, and then, well, it got destroyed, didn't it, in World War II. But we'll come on to that with more detail about what actually went on here in World War II a little bit later on. I think we should go and actually have a look at the castle now.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Dungeon.
It looks like it could be a dungeon.
I'm going to take Katia down there and lock her in. Come on, let's go and find out what's in there. Oh, yeah. It's dark. Wow.
Where does this go?
I don't know. But I guess we're going to find out.
Oh, I think it goes back out to the
street. It's not a dungeon at all.
I think it goes out to the moat.
All right.
If that was a moat. Yes, you see here. So basically...
yeah, this would have been one of the fortified entrances when this wall pathway wasn't here, and they would have had a moat with a drawbridge over the moat.
Yeah. Okay, back up again.
So if you want to eat in Ortona is really a place to come to eat seafood, and there's a couple of really good. Wow.
There's a guy who took some fish past right now, and there's a right. Yeah. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Really smell it. And there's a wonderful little restaurant here where you get to see views, and you can eat outside in this bit here, which is nice. And it's right by the castle.
Yeah. There's also quite a few other restaurants, and we did have a look around last night. but we ended up just gorging ourselves on aperitivi. And since I've got a problem with allergies, it's not so easy for me to eat seafood anymore. And I loved, past tense.
See,
yeah.
if you don't really like seafood, then it's not the best place to come to.
No, but there's definitely other stuff. We managed to eat well.
But aperitivi, really, we had just ginormous aperitivs.
Yeah, we did.
And I have to say, their aperitivi was really good.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
It was.
It was
really
huge and really tasty.
And we also went on at another place as well.
Then we had a second aperitif. To be honest, it was a wedding. To be honest, we had. That's a wedding, usual wedding in Italy. They dress up and they dress the cars up and hoot everywhere they go.
Yeah.
But the second aperitif we had, I mean, we struggled to get through it.
Couldn't finish it. No.
And it was delicious.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's walk up into the on the main corso, going through the town here. In fact, the second aperitivi we had on our night of aperitivs was here in Champagnino, which was also very good. And he did this wonderful dish, which we've never seen before, had before, burrata, which is a very Italian type of mozzarella with a very creamy centre to it, with anchovies on the top and on a bed of gazpacho. Now, you might think that sounds really odd, but I tell you what,
it was delicious.
it really went together.
It was really delicious. Unfortunately,
show them with your hands.
How big it was?
Yeah, that's the problem. We ordered two.
No, seriously, one burrata was like about that.
And it was like that thick, and we should have ordered one between us, but we had one each.
We couldn't finish them. I felt really...
we tried.
It was a shame. That was delicious back there, and it's a shame we didn't film it. But do you know what? Can't film everything we do.
We can't, can we? No, there's just too much. Otherwise we would never actually enjoy anything, because the camera would just be, we'd be fiddling with the camera the entire time. I just saw the proprietor of the place we stayed in on his electric scooter.
He likes whizzing
around the town on his electric scooter all the time. There's a wedding in the church that we wanted to film. I'll just show you up there.
This is the Cathedral of St Thomas, and there's the remains of St Thomas the Apostle in there.
Yes, there is a wedding going on, and here they come now. Crying a little bit, which is very sweet, very touching.
Happiest day of her life.
Yes, and we'll leave them now to their wedding in peace.
And we'll come and have a look at the church a little bit later on then.
Yes. We've just walked through a little bit of the older centre, and we've come to this bit in the middle here. I'll just turn the camera around so you can see, which is much more modern looking. There's a good reason for that, because right in this central bit of the town was an incredibly fierce battle in the Second World War between the Germans and the Canadians.
Well, the Allies, but the majority were
Allies. They were. And it was extremely fierce. It became worldwide known, this battle for Ortona.
Battle of Ortona.
Battle of Ortona. You might be fooled into thinking, well, a lot of these buildings were bombed and that's why they were replaced. They were under strict orders to not bomb Ortona, the Germans. And the reason for that was because they wanted it, as it was. A very important strategic port with a railway that they wanted for themselves to use. And so they were under orders not to bomb it. The reason that a lot of these buildings look newer is because the battle that went on in the centre of this town were they actually destroyed buildings to stop each other going any further. So they knocked the buildings down, they blew them up. So it was a horrific battle of attrition. And we're now in the corso, this main corso, where a lot of the battle happened, and this is what it looks like now. So we've found the museum in Ortona, which we're going to have a quick look at. We don't know what to expect.
It's the museum of Museo della Battaglia d'Ortona, so Museum of the Battle of Ortona.
We don't know what we're going to see. Let's see what we see inside. See in the background here is the cathedral we were just standing outside of, so that got completely demolished. Some of the photos are quite shocking, aren't they? So there's a model here of Ortona and what it looked like after the fighting had gone on in the centre of the town. It's about 80% of it was destroyed.
Well, 80% of the territory, so not just the town.
No.
Basically, I don't think...
But if you have a look at the front corso where we've walked along, there's massive destruction.
And there's just lots of rubble everywhere. I mean,
you can see so many of the buildings blown up by all the fighting going on in the centre, and these are the piles of rubble and the tanks that ended up on the main corso going through there. And this is what it was all about. This railway system next to this port, they wanted it, the Germans.
Yeah.
All wars terrible, of course, but this one was such close hand fighting. It was very bloody and very nasty.
Close quarter combat.
Close quarter combat.
And that's why they called it
Little Stalingrad.
Because the Germans learned that type of fighting, didn't they?
With the Russians. Yeah. 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 Oh, and we're just walking past beautiful theatre.
Yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
Stunning. Lovely. Beautiful place, huh?
Yeah.
It's quite nice having a theatre up high like this. You don't usually have that with the sea.
I wonder if you can have interval drinks.
Oh, yes, aperitivi up there. Amazing. Yeah, it must be. It must have. We never think about that. Why do we think about that today?
I don't know. Anyway, we're walking along here on the Passeggiata Orientale, which is the board walk up from the Adriatic.
We're very high up
Yeah.
with a great view.
Yeah.
Just show you the view of the harbour and all the way along the Trabocchi coastline down there. And
So look, there we go. Amazing views out across the Adriatic.
yeah,
And from here, you can go all the way down and access the Via Verde, the green path as they call it, which is a cycle path that goes north and south. South you can go down, we did it from San Vito, didn't we?
yeah.
And you can cycle all the way down to Vasto, down the Trabocchi coast. Absolutely stunning, isn't it? Also, Ortona has some lovely beaches, some sort of a little bit further out. You can get some sandy ones. And then down here, where the lighthouse is, you can't see it now, but by the lighthouse, there's a pebbly beach with just absolutely stunning,
crystal clear water.
crystal clear
Just over there, isn't
water.
it? Just over that corner. This harbour that you can see in front of us here, with the railways right next to it, is the reason that Ortona was fought over so viciously in the Second World War, because the Germans wanted this harbour for themselves and the Allies did not want them to have it. And so there was an incredible, vicious hand combat war almost fought in Ortona, which became legendary as one of the Second World War fights that everyone knew about. And a lot of the battle happened on the front here, where we're standing right now, and a lot of these buildings were demolished by tank fire and artillery fire, and the vicious battle went all the way down here. And we're going to walk down there now. And Ortona has a wonderful gelateria, doesn't it? Just on the front here, facing the sea. It's got everything in there that you could ever want. Every flavour. Doesn't it?
Shall I have my lunch here?
What? Bloody ice cream for lunch? You do what you want. If that's what you want, you do it. Never seen so many.
I don't know what to choose, there's so many. Ok, allora...
Sì, poi cioccolato e passion fruit, delizia al limone, quindi crema di limone croccante al limone. Questo è cioccolato bianco, cocco, cioccolato al latte e riso soffiato. Questo è vaniglia e cioccolato, ciao, questo è Nutella. Cioccolato bianco, pistacchio e glassa di amarena. Cioccolato bianco, lampone e cocco. Rocher, quindi cioccolato e nocciole.
Oh wow, ok, sì.
Biscotto, cheesecake al lampone, 3 cioccolati,
Wow.
bianco al latte e fondente, stracciatella, pistacchio di Bronte, croccanti all'amarena, caffè e cioccolato. E questo è cioccolato bianco e cocco.
Ok. Oh,
Wow.
Oh, wow. E ci sono anche i sorbetti?
Sorbetti no, perché facevamo anche i gusti con la frutta, che è tipo sorbetto, però adesso va poco, quindi non lo facciamo più.
No,
Va bene, ho solo chiesto perché per lui
Sorbetti.
solo sorbetti. Ok, io prendo...
I'm out of luck, there's no sorbetti, which I love.
Una pallina, 2 palline, 3 palline.
Due palline.
What are you going for?
No, 3 palline.
What are you having?
Ok, allora questa cioccolato con nuts.
What are you having?
I'm having this chocolate with nuts.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Stracciatella, which is always my favourite. I always have to have stracciatella everywhere. And pistacchio.
It's a nut thing going through that.
I like nuts.
Yeah.
And you're not having anything.
There's no sorbetto, is there? No.
White cream.
Too much.
You can nibble at mine.
Well, okay.
4,50.
That's Katya's little morsel there. Ciao, grazie. Arrivederci. It's like you're on holiday, isn't it? You think you're on holiday because the sun's shining and you're somewhere where we don't live.
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's absolutely delicious.
Is it?
It's good, huh?
Wow, that is good.
So they've had their wedding, and you'll see the church is nicely dressed, and it's actually the Cathedral of St Thomas, and apparently here they have the remains of St Thomas the Apostle, who is one of the patron saints of Ortona. Should we have a look?
Yeah, you can visit his remains.
Yeah.
Travelled a long way?
72 AD or something. Just outside of Ortona is the Canadian War Cemetery. It's a tranquil, beautiful resting place.
Very atmospheric.
About, well, over, I don't know, 1,600 Canadian soldiers. More were actually killed when a quarter of the whole troops, I think.
Yeah.
And also here are other Allied nationals.
And the Germans had a very low death toll, actually. They only had about 500 die in the whole battle, and that's because they brought in their elite paratroopers to fight, who were really hardened battle fighters and really experienced, and they took over the battle after it was failing with the earlier Germans that were fighting. And it became known as, this battle became known as Bloody December. And Hitler sent orders here to the elite paratroopers, and his orders were to hold Ortona at all cost. And behind us is the end result of that particular order. Ages 21, 27, 28, 31, 22, 26. They're all really young.
Oh, 23.
All really young.
20, 19.
19.
23rd December, 17th December, 24th December, 10th December.
There's hardly anyone over their early 20s.
Yeah.
At 31, that's about,
young.
yeah.
For us, that's young. It is young.
Yeah.
Too young to die.
Oh my God, yeah, your life's just started.
29, 24, oh gosh, it's just terrible, 20.
Jewish style.
Yeah.
All different religions got buried together.
These are different.
Oh yeah, these are not Canadian. Yeah, I heard.
So there's there's Australian, New Zealand, British, Indian. I mean,
90% of them are Canadians, but
Yeah.
yes, there is a mix.
yeah.
Oh, more Jewish signs down there. So, wow.
Some unnamed.
Oh yeah, soldier of the Second World War, known unto God. Oh, it's awful, isn't it? They've got the register here of everyone that was registered and their names and where their graves are.
It's just phenomenal, isn't it?
Quite eerie in a way, isn't it, to look at it and read all those poor souls that died.
It just goes on. I mean, in December 1943 alone, the first Canadian division suffered over 500 fatal battle casualties. Burials other than those of the Canadian forces are almost all in plots 12, 13 and 16. Moro River Canadian War Cemetery contains 1,615 Commonwealth burials of the Second World War. So yeah, 1,375 Canadians. 169 United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, India, other allied, and 2 completely unidentified.